Welcome into the live desk. Right now, we are following breaking news here in the KCTV5 newsroom. Take a look at this live video coming in. KCTV5's Grace Smith is live in KCK right now, where you can see there is an active police presence right outside of Roger Golubski's home. I want to take a look at that file video once again, just kind of bringing you up to date. If you don't have those push alerts coming to your smart device, a judge has officially issued a arrest warrant as Roger Golubski failed to appear at trial earlier this morning. Now, we do have Cindy Farlander, who is with our investigative team. Cindy was inside of the courtroom earlier this morning, and she joins us live by phone. Cindy, tell us a little bit more about what happened inside of that courtroom and then what happened after with protesters.
Sure. I'm here at the federal courthouse this morning. His trial was supposed to start at 9. It was delayed. Somebody came in and said it's going to be another 5 minutes, and then the attorneys came in, and but there was no Roger Golubski. And when the judge was talking to the attorneys, Mr. Golubski's attorney reported that he just was despondent over the media attention the case has gotten. He was despondent, was the word he used, and that he just couldn't make it to court. The judge then immediately issued a warrant for his arrest, and it was set to start again this afternoon. But then the group that started in KCK this morning, the protesters that were in KCK this morning, then came to the courthouse here in front of the courthouse and continued speeches and calls for justice, calls for no justice, no peace, justice will prevail. And their point is not only justice in the case of Roger Golubski and the crimes he is accused of, but also they claim there is prevalent corruption within the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department. Those are their claims, and they say it's not just Golubski, it's prevalent throughout the department. So they are calling for justice today.
And we can see that video here on our screens of those protesters outside of the courthouse. As you touched on, we kind of followed them to the courthouse early this morning. I know KCTV5's Grace Smith spoke to them during our morning show earlier today. But Cindy, talking about his charges, let's kind of break that down, because I know you have been following this for a very long time. So kind of let us know, what is he on trial for?
Sure. There were actually 2 federal cases against Golubski. The first one was starting today, and it involved charges of rape and kidnapping. There was a second trial that hadn't even been scheduled yet, where he was accused of kind of colluding with some known criminals in Kansas City, Kansas, and basically covered up for them as they ran a sex trafficking ring out of an apartment complex in Kansas City, Kansas. But that trial hadn't been scheduled yet. This one was on the 6 federal charges of dealing with rape and kidnapping and assault on 2 women. And it was over several years. And at the time it started, they were allegedly teenagers. So we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. And I'm hearing we may be getting some new updates here shortly, so be sure to keep it posted here with KCTV5. Download the KCTV5 News app for notifications to come right to your smart device. Again, taking a final look at those protesters outside of the courthouse earlier this morning, and that's where we find Cindy Farlander with our investigative team. I also want you to take a look at these photos that KCTV5 Grace Smith, she was able to get. As you can see here, an active police presence. You can see that crime tape as well, as we continue to wait for new developments, new updates to come into the KCTV5 newsroom. We'll be sure to keep you all posted.